my script. Everyone kind of got that far? Give me some blank looks and some nods. So we got that pasted in. Okay. So the trick was you had to place your cursor below the text. Now we're going to do we're going to change a few things. We're going to create a new menu name. We're going to change the kernel name and add the text option to the kernel boot line. And we're going to change init imrg. So before the changes, it has this init rd, and it has it looking out here into Never Never Land. Well, not Never Never Land, it's looking in the RD. We're going to have it look just inside the root location. So we're going to change it so it looks here in the root location. So to change that, I just move it, I get rid of the path /boot, I get rid of the things around it, and just make it init ird in the root location. So we're just going to go to the root location and pull up that init screen. So I click back here, I've got it down here. I use my little arrows to move over, and I'm just using the backspace key. Click it out, get rid of that, and get rid of that. So I have init rd img. Okay? That's one of the changes I'm making. Then I go through, okay. If you get ahead of me, it doesn't worry me. Okay, now notice before, Linux was going to the boot menu to get its Linux. We're just going to go to the root menu to get that same Linux. So to go to that same Linux, rather than going to the boot menu, I'm just going to take out all that where it was going to get the other image and just come out right with the, yeah, just get rid of the path and get rid of the little stuffy at the end. So, getting rid of the boot, I'm just using the backspace key, and I'm getting rid of this. Now the machine IDs, I don't want to change those numbers, so I'm not changing the numbers here. Leave those numbers the same. And then the other is just the text it's going to show. So we want to change the text it's going to show with the menu entry up here, and let's change the text to say something like text mode. That sounds cool. So I'll add in something like text mode, or whatever I want to call it. Then to save that file out, I press Ctrl-O.
Do you also want to add on the Linux line that we just erased before? It says that you get rid of the BN was.
Oh,
you
good point.
Put text on the end.
Yes. So it's going to add quiet and text at the end. He's right. Because otherwise it won't change it, it'll just come up. So we're going to go back to the Linux line, and it's off screen. So we got RO, quiet, and after quiet I'm going to add a new mode called text. Because I want to actually change the way this boots out.
And where do we put the RO?
That's interesting.
RO's already there.
Can you go back to that? No?
Hmm?
No, I don't see something like
The RO is still there, probably.
yeah, but I'm noticing that you have init rd equals /install whatever. Is that something you're supposed to delete as well?
No. That's okay, you can leave that. That's just, where is it going to go to the init drive? So it's going to pull up the install image from the internet drive. I'm finding that. We could leave
So we're
that.
not actually typing quiet, we're just going after the quiet that's already in there?
Yeah, quiet's already there.
Okay.
You're just adding text. So you're adding the text option.
Can you go back to that spot? I'm actually going to type that in because mine's pretty much where it was before, and it was having issues because that I think that might have been the reason it wasn't.
Okay, so you're just going to say, where is it going to get the Linux? It's going to get the Linux from /VM Linux, VM Linux, actually is your startup kernel loading. Then you're going to have your unit IDs. Yours will probably be different from mine. Then you're going to have the RO for read-only. So it's going to open this file as read-only, and it's going to open up that standard install RD image. Go ahead and let it open that up. It's not going to show all the screens. You can take off quiet if you want. It's not too important. And then you're going to add text, so it'll come up in text mode.
What exactly does quiet do?
Quiet makes it so it doesn't show you all the lines coming in. You can take quiet out and see what it does. Sorry, okay. If you have information overload, then just simplify it and save it out. So we hit Control-O to write it out. Name a file to write. Enter. Now, what if it gives me this? Error permission denied. A lot of you were asking the question.
SU and then input password.
Okay. Now let's say I didn't want to do that. I want to save it somewhere and then copy it into this directory because I've already made my changes. And I don't want to lose my changes. So what do? Okay, hit Control-O to write out, and I save it somewhere else. So I'm going to call it 40_custom, only I'm going to save it in my home directory. Am I allowed to write into my home directory?
Yes.
Yes. Save file under different name? Yes. And it wrote it out.
Doesn't matter if we did hit that permission denied thing?
No. I'm showing half of you have the question on the permission denied, half of you didn't. So if you didn't have that question, you're great, move on. If you did have that question, here's a way of doing it. So now I've got it here, but do I have it in the right place? No. So I've got to move it to the right place. How do I move it to the right place?
All right.
MV for move, right? And what am I going to move? I hit 40 and I hit the tab key and it types the rest of it. Where am I going to move it to? Is it going to allow me to do this? Yeah, I'm jumping to the conclusion. Did it actually do it? It said it's trying to overwrite. It says, do I have the permissions? Is it likely that I have the permissions? Maybe. If we see if it got those changes, let's then go there. By now that same thing, it should have those changes now, right? Has anything changed? No. So did it move there? No, it's not there. So now there's multiple things I could do. One is I could go into a root terminal rather than going in this LX terminal, and I would then have permissions. Should I show you how to do it that way? Or do you want to show it getting permissions? Or do you care? Having this great look of, I don't care. So we'll do the root terminal. So we'll do accessories, and this time I'll choose root terminal. Open it up, hit the password. Okay. Now when I do that same move command, now what if I don't remember the directory? Can I go back and copy it? Yeah. You know, if you forget anything, you've got them sitting right there, just pick it up, go back, copy it. Not that one. The one I need is the directory I'm putting it in, which would be here. So I'm going to move it to here. Now, will root have enough permissions to do this?
Yes.
So did it do it? Did I get any error messages back? No. If I do the nano now, is it the changed one?
Yes.
Yes. Is it in the right place? etc grub.d. Yes. Okay, am I all done now? No. Excellent. So what do I do to get done? I've now got to compile this thing so it'll go together to boot up. So I've made the changes. Now I need to update it. So I need to type update-grub. Can I do this if I'm not root?
I doubt it.
No, I have to get myself root permissions to do it with a sudo command. But yeah, so if I'm in the root terminal, I can update grub. If I'm not in the root terminal, it's not going to work. So I hit update grub, and it thinks about it. Oh, did I find the stuff? Did it work? Did it go through and come back done? Now, if it got an error message here, it means you've typed something wrong and it wasn't able to create a grub configuration file. So change things around until it can. Go all the way through here and find all the stuff. So if you get any error messages here, it's not going to work. So you don't have to proceed forward until you get it to here where it says done, 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 done. Everything was found, everything was done. Now reboot, we can see the last thing. So, how do we reboot? There's lots of ways we can do it. We could do reboot. We could do shut down. Now, is it okay to do it from up here too?
Yes.
Yeah, that works too. So you can do whatever way you want. So it's switching to run level 6. Now it's restarting. It's restarting the solution. And notice that I now have, whoops, do I have it? Mine didn't come up. Is that bad news?
Troubleshoot.
So now I'm going to go through in troubleshooting because I want it to show that. I should have frozen it on that screen. I apologize.
Reboot.
Yep, that's pretty much where I'll end it. But I think I'll let it come all the way up before I reboot. I also want to watch show a little on. Is this helping a little bit?
Yes, it's helping a lot.
Okay. We'll do this for just a few more minutes, and then the last few minutes I'm going to switch on how to do your bash script and just kind of go over some of the basic pieces. So, if I log in, and this should finally resize my screen. And it's not. There we go. That'll force it to resize the screen. Okay, I'm going to go into root terminal to troubleshoot. Why?
That gives you admin privileges.
There we go. And what am I going to be looking at? So to make this work, what have I got to look? Where is most likely the error?
In the file that you wrote.
Okay, so I'm going to look in the file that I wrote. So I went through and found it. So this is a good place to start. Make sure that there's no errors here. Also look at the file that you wrote. So if I type in nano, actually let's do an LS. So this does, and how does it walk through? It walks through these in order. So it does 0 header, then it does the Debian, then it does 10 Linux, 20 Linux, 20 memtest, OS probe, and then we've got 40 custom. So I'm going to change to the one that I changed, which was 40 custom.
It's not a directory.
It's not a directory, it's an actual file. So I want to just nano it. Oh, okay.
To the,
Okay, so what am I looking for that could possibly be missing? One of the things to look for is have I got a starting parenthesis, have I got a closing parenthesis at the end? So is it going to be able to read from that class? Other things to look for, or did I change, which lines did I change? You're going to look on the lines that you changed. I've got too many things I want to show. It's going to read it from the text mode and go through. So I'm looking through and seeing are there things that I'm missing. Save that out. Okay, so after I go through and check to make sure that all the parentheses and things are there, I'm going to update grub one more time. And then I'm going to go ahead and reboot. Okay. Yours worked?
Yes.
You got it up. I have got it up and going. Am I going to show that? I may have showed that. This class goes fast. I will show that here tomorrow. I'll show you some of the things that went wrong. If you are having problems with it, just go through it and start it again. So copy it from that file again, just do everything in root mode this time, and you'll have a lot easier time. What it is a permissions error is what I'm actually getting. I wanted to show you that. But I'm going to just skip that because I also want to show you how to get your lab done. If you're still having problems with it, just send me out a quick Canvas message and I'll send you back. Here, just copy this file into your grub. Can't do that because each individual machine has its unit ID on it. I'll give you some more hints on what you can do to help troubleshoot this. I'll come around here after class and look at it for just a minute.
Now when you actually run that text mode on your side, what does it look like?
Text mode, it should ask you for a login prompt, and you should be able to log in.
Voila.
So if I hit that, if I go into it, it says message continue.
Okay, so it just takes you all over in when I press the key.
Well, this still happens.
Alright. Okay.
And then
Okay.
you sit here for a second. It keeps going, but it throws errors.
It's throwing errors out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't like it.
So you're close. Very close. Okay, I'm going to show this just so everyone can finish the bash script, and then right after class we'll show the other because I have about 7 minutes left. Okay, so we're going to talk just briefly about finishing this bash script.
Yeah, and then it says job control turns on.
Okay, again you can try anything right from the command line. So how would I set, let's try it different ways. So I'm nano and we'll do my guess game. Whatever you want to call it. Guessing game, it has something in the lab you can call it. Maybe we'll do it that way. That'll show a little more realistic. Of what you do. Yeah, I can. Okay. So we're going to quickly grab the guessing game. If you go to home and you hit assignments and jump to today, it'll jump down and hopefully show the guessing game. If not, I'll show you how to get it from the assignment section. The bash script guessing game is going to be kind of due next time. I've shown this before. It's already got it. So I have it in downloads. Okay, so the first beginning, just create a script called guess.sh. How do I create a script called guess.sh? I just do nano guess.sh. Voila, created the script. Then I put the shebang at the top of the script. So what does the shebang look like? So I start out with a comment, yeah, and then I do the shebang. I do comment, and then I tell where to find it, bin bash. And then I'll put some sort of comment about what this is about, and get hints on how to do that. Place the following comment. I am the sole author of this script. It's my original work. Okay? I don't want to type that, so I just copy it and I paste it. Okay, let's say I don't like it on that line. Can I add in additional lines? Yes, as long as I proceed every line has to start out with a comment, then it will come out in blue. Okay. Go on, what next I'm going to do? Version and so forth. So you can finish that. Now it needs to choose a random number from 1 to 100 and then ask the user to guess that number. So how do I create a number between 1 and 100? Okay, that's a good way of doing it. So if I can say maybe correct answer, we'll call it correct, equal, and I like his idea. So he said just use the EXPR and have it generate from random variable the modulo 100 plus. Right now, let's just have it echo that number to the screen. And I write that out. Control O and Control Exit. I'm going to go small enough that I can actually see the bottom of my screen. I know that I know. Okay, how do I run the thing? Bash. Syntax error. Is that bad news?
Yeah, just
Okay, so Now I could play around inside of the bash script, or I could get it kind of working outside of the bash script and then pull it into the bash script. So I'm going to try it out here. Let's see if we can do the expr. Okay, so does that seem to be working?
Yes. Because there wasn't a space between the plus and the 1.
Ooh, you're good. He's very good. Okay, so it seems like that's working. So I've got it probably, oh, the other thing is I want to check it, I want to now make that equal to a variable. So how do I have a variable equal that? Correct, equal, and I just put backticks around it, right? Now it's giving me command not found. So what do I do? Again, the assignment expression needs it right after it, so I try it that way. Oh, did that fix it? Yeah. A lot of you, most of your errors are you're going to put in spaces or take out spaces. Judging from past students in the past and some that I've seen. So again, now if I type echo correct, $ correct, because we want to go out and get the, otherwise it'll just say correct, 93. Okay, so I want to do that same thing inside of my script. So I look, what did I learn from here? I've fixed my syntax errors. I want to do that inside my script. And yeah, we got to let people go. So I just do my nano. Okay, so what was the problem? There was a space between here and here. It was that same syntax error that I was getting. Take out that space, and as he pointed out, do I want a space in between there? Yeah, it's probably a good idea. So I put a space in there, write that out, run it. And is it working? Yeah, my random number part is working. So then I go through on to the next part of the script. And I just do it a little bit of time. So now I want to create some sort of loop. So while not equal to correct, and I probably want to read something in. And then I'm going to add stuff in, like, you know, telling the game that this is a guessing game, echo. You know, and I can add stuff like that in later on or as I go. So this gives you a little start. It's going to read in, and you're going to read in guess. Okay, so I write just a little bit of code as I go, and then I try it out. How do I try this out? Control O writes it out, and past time, sorry. And exit. Bash it again. Okay, am I going to run into? What if I don't know what's in line number 7? I can type NL for number of the lines of guess, and it will give me the line numbers. So I can see, boom, okay, here's the error. Well, so I'm getting an error here. It's unable to understand this. So what do I do to fix that?
The spaces between brackets?
Yes, you've got a way you can do it. Or, what if I'm running into this problem? What I want to show is that you can just look online really quick. So if I do bash while loop example, it's going to give me some examples of the while loop. And I can look. And I can just copy out one of their examples, not, less than, and so I can look at some of these examples of the while loop, and it's got it inside of there. I can also just type it on the individual line, and yeah, I gotta let people go. So, I could type this same thing to try it out. Well, I can just start out with just this.
No. Okay.
Let's put in a number for guess. And try it out. Or let's just do the guess part. So let's see, is this evaluating correctly?
Still use it.
Okay, that seemed to evaluate correctly. Did I get any error there? No. So what was my problem? My problem is it didn't know that guess was a number. That's why it was giving me the syntax error. So it'll give me the unary operator expected. But if I didn't know that, I can try it out and hear, oh, if I put this, then it will evaluate that expression correctly. In fact, I can even type my while loop. While. And we will go over this in class again next time, but do read -p Okay, so that's giving me the unary operator expected. All I have to do is stick in the guess and we'll be done. And we'll go over some more of that next time. Is that showing you kind of some of the troubleshooting? I'm going through, I'm finding errors. I then go through and fix them. In terms of fixing, let me just show you this error fixed so you'll have it. That sets up guess as a number, and it also makes it so that you can't just have it, so if it happened to be 1, it'll drop out. Yes?
You should also how to upload it, like, isn't the Word doc upload it through the VMware?
Okay. One of the easiest way to upload it is to come here, click on Internet, Ice Weasel. It's kind of like Firefox, only it's a little different. And then you just go to uvu.edu, you know, your normal login, and you click on your UV link, and you hit continue because it says you're going weird place. You type in your UV ID and your password, and you just go into the class, and you can upload it right from here.
How do you upload that? I don't know how to get it out of it.
Oh, okay. So then I type in my UV ID and password. I log in. Oh, I don't want to remember my password. Okay, so I come into Canvas, opens up Canvas. I go to Courses and Groups, 1510-1. And you'll have, your screen looks slightly different, but this will give you kind of the general gist of the thing. Then you just go under the assignment. In your to-do list, you'll have it sitting here, like IT boot process. Mine has need creating, but yours will have the actual assignment. And then inside it has a little thing called submit. Easier to show. Well, it depends on where you sit. It probably is in your home directory. Okay, you found it? So we just have to type it in there. Yeah, or you can just look for it. It's got a file search for that too. Oh, okay, sounds good. Well, you want exit 0. You want a 0 on the okay, that's fine.
generally you want to exit with a 0. It could be a problem, of course. But, oh, okay. Great. That's awesome. Yeah.
What happened?
What does it say?
So it's so far.